Tonight, as the day grows quiet and the light fades, we enter a gentle bedtime prayer under the watch of St. Joseph, especially seeking peace and provision in our finances. If worries about money, work, or stability have followed you into the evening, let them begin to soften now. Slowly relax your shoulders, let your jaw loosen. Allow your breathing to become steady and unhurried. You are not alone in your concerns. In this sacred pause, we ask for calm wisdom, steady provision, and trust in God's faithful care. Rest here in safety as we begin. As night settles around you, imagine St. Joseph resting peacefully, trusting completely in God's providence. The scriptures tell us little of his words, yet his silence speaks of deep faith and steady obedience. He was entrusted with great responsibility and carried it with humility. Tonight, as you bring your financial concerns before God, place them gently into the hands of St. Joseph. Bills, decisions, uncertainties, and plans for the future. Let them rest there. You do not need to solve everything in this moment. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to be still. If this prayer brings you comfort, you may subscribe so that more peaceful nights like this can gently accompany you. Now return your focus inward. Feel the surface beneath you supporting your body. Notice your chest rising and falling. St. Joseph understands work, effort, and the quiet pressure of providing for those entrusted to your care. He knows the weight of responsibility, yet he also knew how to sleep in trust. Ask him to intercede for your finances, not only for increase, but for wisdom, discipline, and freedom from fear. Let the tightness in your shoulders ease. Let your thoughts slow their pace. Holy Saint Joseph, faithful guardian and diligent worker, present these financial intentions to God. Where there is anxiety, ask for peace. Where there is scarcity, ask for provision. Where there is confusion, ask for clarity. You are not defined by numbers or accounts. Your worth is not measured in income or possessions. As this prayer continues, allow your breathing to grow deeper and quieter. The night is a gift. Rest is a gift. And under St. Joseph's gentle care, you begin to release the burden you have been carrying. Let the quiet of this night grow a little deeper now. St. Joseph, who once closed his eyes after long days of labor, understands the honest fatigue that comes from carrying responsibility. He knew what it was to work with his hands, to plan carefully, and to trust that God would multiply humble efforts. As you settle further into this prayer, imagine placing your financial concerns into a small wooden box crafted with care. In your heart, hand that box to St. Joseph. You do not abandon responsibility, you entrust it. Allow your breathing to slow again. Inhale gently through your nose and exhale without strain. Feel your shoulders soften. If your mind begins calculating numbers or replaying conversations, simply notice the thought and let it pass. St. Joseph stands beside you, not with urgency, but with calm assurance. He reminds you that provision often comes step by step, not all at once. God's timing is patient. God's care is steady. Tonight, we ask not only for financial stability, but for interior freedom. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from fear of the future. Freedom from the quiet shame that sometimes hides behind money struggles. St. Joseph knew hidden years in Nazareth, years without recognition, years of simple faithfulness. Through his intercession, may your daily efforts be blessed, even when unseen. Holy St. Joseph, protector of families and faithful steward, pray for us. Pray for wise decisions. Pray for honest opportunities. Pray for doors that should open and for harmful paths to gently close. If there are habits that need to change, ask God to grant courage. If there are opportunities waiting, ask God to make them clear. Now feel your body resting more fully. Let your back sink slightly into the bed. Let your hands grow warm and still. There is nothing you must solve right now. This hour belongs to rest. Under St. Joseph's quiet watch, your worries begin to lose their sharp edges. Trust grows slowly, like a seed planted in darkness. And in this calm, your heart begins to believe that God is already at work. As the night deepens, let us invite St. Joseph more fully into the quiet spaces of your heart. He is often called the guardian of the Holy Family, a protector who stood watch in moments of uncertainty. When danger approached, he listened in dreams and responded with courage. When provision seemed fragile, he trusted that God would guide each step. Tonight, we ask him to guard not only your home, but also your livelihood, your work, and the flow of resources that sustain your life. If financial fear has felt like a shadow, allow St. Joseph to stand between you and that shadow. Imagine him steady and calm, holding a small lamp in the darkness. The light is not harsh. It is warm and sufficient. It reveals just enough for the next step. You do not need the entire future illuminated tonight. You only need the grace for tomorrow. Holy Saint Joseph, defender of the vulnerable and faithful provider, intercede for this household. Protect it from sudden loss, from unjust dealings, from opportunities that appear good but lead to harm. Surround every financial decision with clarity. Let contracts be honest. Let partnerships be trustworthy. Let income be steady and honorable. Through your prayers, may God bless the work of these hands and the intentions of this heart. As you continue to rest, notice how your breathing has softened. Let your jaw unclench gently. If there is tension in your forehead, allow it to smooth. St. Joseph's presence is not dramatic, it is steady. He does not rush. He does not overwhelm. He simply remains faithful. In this stillness, whisper quietly in your heart, St. Joseph, guide my work. St. Joseph, guard my resources. St. Joseph, teach me trust. Each phrase can flow with your breath. Inhale trust, exhale worry, inhale peace, exhale pressure. You are not alone in carrying responsibility. St. Joseph carried responsibility too, and he carried it with hope. Let that hope settle over you like a soft blanket. The night continues, and protection surrounds you gently. In the sacred silence of this night, we remember that St. Joseph was a man who listened deeply to God. When an angel spoke to him in a dream, he rose without hesitation and obeyed. His trust was quiet, but it was strong. Tonight, we ask for that same listening heart, especially in matters of finances, work, and provision. St. Joseph teaches us that discernment often comes in stillness, not in noise. There is an ancient prayer that many whisper in times of need. Go to Joseph. With simple confidence, we turn toward him now. Go to Joseph with the bills that feel overwhelming. Go to Joseph with the uncertainty about employment. Go to Joseph with plans that feel fragile. In his care, these concerns are not dismissed. They are lifted toward God. St. Joseph, prudent and just, you were entrusted with treasures far greater than gold. You guarded the child Jesus and provided for Mary with steady devotion. Ask God to guard our resources with the same care. Ask him to multiply what is honest and necessary. Ask him to bless savings, investments, and daily work with wisdom and integrity. If anxiety begins to stir again, return gently to your breath. Let it flow slowly and naturally. Imagine St. Joseph beside you, his presence calm, his gaze peaceful. He does not measure your worth by financial success. He sees your effort. He sees your intention. He sees the quiet sacrifices no one else notices. Pray softly within. St. Joseph, model of workers, guide my labor. St. Joseph, faithful steward, teach me discipline. Saint Joseph, silent guardian, protect my home. Allow each phrase to settle into your heart like seeds planted in rich soil. The night remains kind and still. There is no rush here. Saint Joseph continues to intercede, carrying your financial intentions to God with patient faith. As you rest, grace is already unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. Let the stillness grow even deeper now. Saint Joseph, who labored with steady hands and a faithful heart, understood that provision unfolds one day at a time. He did not possess great wealth, yet he possessed something greater: trust. Tonight, as your body rests, allow that trust to begin settling into you. Financial concerns may have felt urgent, even heavy, but in this hour they are placed gently into God's hands through Saint Joseph's intercession. Bring awareness to your body once more. Feel your legs growing heavier against the bed. Let your arms rest softly at your sides. Notice your chest rising and falling in a slow, natural rhythm. There is nothing you must fix in this moment. Saint Joseph stands watch while you sleep. The weight you have carried can be set down for the night. Holy Saint Joseph, pillar of families and faithful provider, pray for steady income where it is needed. Pray for wisdom in spending and generosity in giving. Pray for protection against waste and deception. Ask God to strengthen discipline where habits need refining. Ask Him to open paths of opportunity that align with honesty and peace. You may quietly recall the prayer so many have trusted. O Saint Joseph, whose protection is so great, so strong, so prompt before the throne of God, I place in you all my interests and desires. Let those words settle softly within you. Place your financial interests there. Place your plans for the future there. Place even your fears there. If any part of your body still feels tense, allow it to soften. Let your brow smooth. Let your jaw loosen again. Saint Joseph's care is gentle and consistent. He does not hurry your healing from anxiety. He simply remains faithful. In this peaceful darkness, know that God sees your needs. Through Saint Joseph's quiet intercession, provision is guided, decisions are shaped, and unseen protection surrounds your home. You are held in care tonight, and your heart can begin to rest. As the night continues, we enter a softer place of surrender. Saint Joseph knew that even with careful planning and honest work, some things remain beyond human control. He trusted God not only in action, but also in release. Tonight, we ask for the grace to release what has been weighing on your heart. If there are financial mistakes in the past, bring them gently into this prayer. If there are words spoken in frustration or decisions made in fear, let them rise without shame. Saint Joseph does not stand in accusation. He stands in compassion. Ask God through his intercession for forgiveness where it is needed. Ask for healing where regret lingers. Ask for freedom from self-judgment. Holy Saint Joseph, righteous and humble, pray for a clean and peaceful heart. Where there has been anxiety-driven spending, grant discipline. Where there has been avoidance, grant courage. Where there has been pride, grant humility. Where there has been fear, grant trust. Let God's mercy flow gently into every financial memory that still feels heavy. Now bring your awareness back to your body. Feel the mattress supporting you without effort. Let your shoulders sink a little deeper. Allow your hands to unclench if they have tightened. Notice your chest rising and falling, steady and calm. Your breath is a quiet reminder that life itself is gift, not transaction. Saint Joseph remains near, not demanding perfection, but encouraging growth. He teaches that faithful steps, even small ones, are pleasing to God. You are allowed to begin again. You are allowed to learn. You are allowed to rest while God continues working in ways you cannot control. In this sacred pause, whisper within, I release my financial fears. I accept God's guidance. I trust in St. Joseph's intercession. Let each phrase move slowly, like a gentle tide. The night is merciful. Your heart is learning to loosen its grip. Under St. Joseph's calm protection, you are not defined by past errors, nor pressured by tomorrow's uncertainties. You are held in grace, and grace is enough for this moment. The night is quiet now, and St. Joseph keeps gentle watch. You are safe to rest. Let the body grow heavy against the bed, supported and unhurried. Your breath is slow and easy, rising and falling without effort. Under St. Joseph's quiet care, nothing demands your attention. Thoughts may drift past like distant clouds, and you do not need to follow them. St. Joseph remains near, steady and calm. You are safe to rest. Let your legs feel warm and heavy, your arms soft and loose. Your breathing moves in a peaceful rhythm, slow and unforced. Under his faithful protection, concerns about finances grow quieter, as if wrapped in a blanket of trust. If a worry tries to return, simply notice it and let it pass. You are safe to rest. The night holds you gently. St. Joseph watches without urgency, without alarm. Your breath is slow and easy, and your jaw relaxes just a little more. Let the body grow heavy, sinking comfortably into the mattress beneath you. St. Joseph remains present in this stillness, guarding your home and your livelihood. You are safe to rest. Your chest rises and falls in calm assurance. Under his quiet watch, tomorrow can wait. Let thoughts drift past without grasping them. Let your brow smooth, let your hands be still. The room is peaceful. St. Joseph stands as protector through the night. You are safe to rest. Your breath continues its soft rhythm, steady and reassuring. Let the body grow heavy again, deeper into comfort. Under his care, you do not need to calculate or plan. This hour belongs to rest. Stay here in this gentle repetition. St. Joseph remains faithful. You are safe to rest. Your breath is slow and easy. Let the body grow heavy. Let thoughts drift past. And in this calm, sleep begins to draw near. The night has carried you gently, and St. Joseph continues his quiet watch. You are safe to rest. Your breath is slow and easy, moving like a calm tide in the darkness. Let the body grow heavy once more, sinking comfortably into the bed beneath you. Under St. Joseph's steady protection, there is nothing you must solve right now. St. Joseph remains close, guarding your home and your provision with peaceful strength. You are safe to rest. Let your thoughts drift past without holding them. Your chest rises and falls in a soft rhythm, untroubled and calm. Under his faithful care, tomorrow is already in God's hands. If the mind tries to wander toward numbers or plans, gently return to this simple truth. You are safe to rest. Let the body grow heavier still. Your breath is slow and easy. St. Joseph stands watch without strain, without noise, simply present through the quiet hours. The room is still. The night is kind. Under St. Joseph's quiet watch, your finances, your work, and your future are entrusted to God. You are safe to rest. Let thoughts drift past like distant whispers. Let your jaw loosen and your brow remain smooth. St. Joseph remains faithful as you surrender to sleep. Your breath is slow and easy. Let the body grow heavy. Under his gentle protection, peace settles more deeply within you. Nothing is required of you now except rest. If this prayer has brought comfort, you may share St. Joseph's name in the comments before you drift off. And now, under his calm and loving care, you are safe to rest.